Hello, I'm Kelly, and welcome to Kelly Loves Books and Movies. Today, this is my March wrap up. Um, it was kind of disappointing, gotta say. I mean, not horribly disappointed, but it was disappointing. Um, it was a very, very busy month for me at work, so I didn't read a ton. But let's get into it. First up was Iris Kelly Doesn't Date. This is the third book in the Bright Falls trilogy, apparently. Third and hopefully final. Because if there's a fourth, eventually, I'm going to read it. But I don't know. So the first one was Delilah Green Doesn't Care. The second one is Astrid Parker Doesn't Fail. And then now we got Iris Kelly Doesn't Date. So Iris is the third and the final of the, well, fourth and final of the Friends that gets her own book. Well, Claire didn't get her own book. Claire and Delilah are together in one book. But despite enjoying the first two, this one was not for me. I just didn't like Iris as a character very much, and I didn't really like her in the other two books either, so that's why, well, I can't say that. She is really a minor character in the other two. I mean, she's one of the friends of, Astrid in the first book and the second book, obviously, but she's not a big part of either of the two books. So maybe, I don't know. I didn't really like Iris. So this is like a fake dating trope, which is fine. I don't mind that, but I don't know. I just felt like this being the third book, the author was just trying to check boxes and didn't really she knew what she wanted. She had a list. She wanted to hit all these things, and she did those things, but it just was kind of boring. I don't know. And I didn't really like Iris, so I mean, lots of people love this, I know. I am not one of them. So it was disappointing because I did really enjoy the first two. So there's that. Second up. Now this is the one book I think is this, well, it's not, it's the one book I absolutely loved this month, and that's Giovanni's Room, James Baldwin. I don't know what to say about it because it's just so good, and it made me want to hop on a plane and go back to Paris like now. And that's not going to happen anytime soon, but hey. Yeah. It's a classic. I don't know how much to say about it that isn't spoilery. Takes place in Paris and France. Yeah. This I loved. All right, third was Here We Go Again. This is a story about Logan and Rosemary. They were friends as kids. Something happened. Then they hated each other's guts, but they both have this, they go off on their own lives. Logan is a teacher in their hometown. Rosemary eventually comes back and is a teacher in their hometown. They still hate each other. The teacher is dying of cancer, wants them to go on a road trip, and, they decide to do it, even though at that point they hated each other's guts. But yeah, and this kind of started slow, and I didn't think I was really liking it, but as it got into the story, as they're going on their road trip, I did really enjoy it. I didn't absolutely love it, but I'm glad I read it. I was entertained. I mean, it's a good ending. Yeah, I enjoyed it. All right, next up. I really wanted to like this book. Our Wives Under the Sea. Now, this is a very popular book on social media, the Bookstagram, the Booktube, the BookTok. And I actually pretty much read this when I was on visiting friends in California, and when I finished it, my friend and I were just sitting there, reading and relaxing before going to dinner, and I closed the book, and I was like, I think I said, well, that's just dumb. And then she was like, what are you reading? And I'm like, this stupid book, don't ever read it. No, I mean, lots of people will do like this. Lots of people will like this. It just wasn't for me. Um, I don't know how much to say why it didn't work for me that's not spoilery. So I did enjoy the parts where they were at, like, where they were under the parts that happened on the submarine under the sea. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the beginnings of their story, like when they were thinking back, going back and forth, how they met in their early relationship. I liked that. I just didn't like where it went for. I get who of them are. Leah is the. I couldn't remember. I get the two mixed up. Their names. So once Leah got back, to the real world, I did not like what happened to her. That's all I'm saying. And I know it's like, it's just my pragmatic brain that doesn't let, it's like, no. I mean, you can figure out why certain things happened, without them laying it out exactly. You kind of get the gist of why they were under the sea for that long. But then what happens after, it just didn't work for me. Not at all. It will work for many of you. Just didn't for me. And I was very disappointed because I really, really wanted to like this book. But I mean, I will. If you're interested, if you read like the summary and you think, well, that sounds good, you still should read it, because my brain just doesn't function, I think, in the way it needs to function to get this. It is what it is. Next up, y'all, this is another one I just really wanted to love. Maybe it was too high expectations, but I know so many of you love it, and that's Legends and Lattes. I didn't dislike it. I thought it was a cute enough story, but it was just kind of boring to me. I mean, it didn't seem, I don't know. It seemed kind of, I don't want to say basic, but like, I mean, it's cute, but it was just like, the story was kind of, it was boring to me. There was nothing unique to me. I mean, obviously the characters in themselves are kind of unique because they're not human. They're like, whatevers. And that didn't bother me, like, because I'm totally not a fantasy person. But I don't know. The story just seemed so boring to me. Like a story I've heard 100 times, just with different people doing it, different, characters doing it. That's all. It is cute. Lots of people will enjoy it. And maybe it was just, the time I read it. Maybe at another time I would be less bored. I don't know. Still, people should probably read it. Because again, it's just me. All right. Next up, Happily Ever After playlist, Abby Jimenez. And I enjoyed this very much. Didn't love it, but very much enjoyed it as a continuation of The Friend Zone, I think is the one before this. So this is her second book. The two, one's a major pop star, but, well, he becomes a major pop star. He isn't really, he's kind of a working musician at the time, but she finds his dog, they have a relation, like, talk, he's away on work, and so they start their relationship just, texting and talking. He's from Minnesota. Now, Abby Jimenez lives in Minnesota now. She's not a native Minnesotan, but she's lived here long enough. There was one thing in here that bugged me, because he comes from, his character is from Ely, and he's talking to her, his name is Jason, and her name is Sloan. Names escape me sometimes. So, Sloan is giving him a hard time for being, from a tiny town in Minnesota. And he says something and uses the word townfolk. And she gives him a hard time for saying townfolk. And he's like, that's what we call them here. And I'm like, no, we don't. Minnesotans do not use I mean, a small town Minnesotan would not call the residents of their small town townfolk. Not in any real way. And he was like, that's really what we call them. No, no, we don't. That's a tiny nitpick. Tiny, tiny nitpick. But, yeah, at least in southern Minnesota we don't. Way up north, I guess, I don't know, but I don't think so. Anyway, it's a good story. I enjoyed it. You know, it is called the Happily Ever After playlist. Oh, each chapter has like a song. And I kept thinking, I should be listening to these songs when I read these chapters. But I did not do that. Well, some of them are fictional songs because some of them are Jackson songs, but like that don't really exist, obviously. But yeah, I should have listened to the music as I was going through, but I did not. But yeah. So that was all the books I read in March. Not too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But again, very busy month. I'm currently reading another social media darling. And I'm like 2/3 through. And y'all, this is how you lose a time war. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I'm kind of ambivalent about it right now, so please tell me. I really should probably be DNFing books, but I'm stubborn and I'm like, I need to finish this. Instead of probably picking up something I would really enjoy, I struggle through a book I'm not entirely enjoying. So please tell me this gets better. I mean, gets better. There's only a third left, I think. But, I mean, I don't dislike it. I'm hoping in the end. I mean, it's kind of interesting. I don't know. So stay tuned next month, find out what I like. But if you liked it, tell me if I'm going to like it or not. Am I going to finish this and be mad? Or am I going to finish this and be like, I'm glad I stuck that out? I don't know. Let me know. That's it for March. Hopefully April's better, although this is only my second. Well, it's April. I better get reading. Thanks for watching. See y'all next time.